Why is it that pro athletes, NFL players, NBA players, professional boxers, they make millions and millions of dollars? Why is it that the majority of them lose it all? They lose it all, they go bankrupt shortly after they have to retire or quit or whatever. Well, you ever heard the Bible verse, too much is given, much is required? It reminds me of a story that Jesus taught in Matthew. You've probably heard about it. It's called the parable of talents. And it goes like this. I'm going to summarize it for you. A very wealthy man who was going off on a trip, and he had 3 servants. And he gave those 3 servants, based on their abilities, some gold coin. One of them he gave 5 coins, one of them he gave 2, and one of them he gave 1. All right, so he goes off on this trip. When he comes back, he gets them all together and he says, hey guys, gave you some gold coins. Let's see what you've done with them. Well, the one that was given the most initially, 5 coins, guess what? He doubled his coins from 5 to 10. Same thing with the one that was given 2. He doubled it, went from 2 to 4. But the one servant that was only given 1 coin, guess what he did? Because he was scared, because he was frightened, because of his fear of losing that coin. The key word there is losing. Because of the fear of losing that coin, he hid it. He buried it. And he was so excited to give that 1 coin back to his master. And guess what happened? Well, that person was reprimanded. That 1 coin was taken away from him and was given to, guess who? The person that had the most initially. Why? Because it just goes to show you, too much is given, much is required. Who was given the most initially? The person that he thought his abilities were the most. So he was given the most, and what did he do with it? He doubled it. Now, this doesn't just happen in finances. This could be in other areas too. So you may be thinking, well, what do you mean other areas? Well, your relationships with your friends, your spouse, your kids, because remember, too much is given, much is required. So you have to look at what area in your life are you deficient in. Is it money? Is it your health? Is it your relationships? Because those are typically the 3 areas that most people need help with. Money, wealth, health, and finances. I can almost guarantee you, if you're deficient in one of those areas in your life, it's because you're more than likely not mentally prepared to handle more. Case in point, think about how many lottery winners go broke, go bankrupt after they get millions and millions of dollars. Why? Because they weren't ready to handle that. Financially, they weren't ready. More than likely, mentally, they weren't ready. So if somebody's 25 years old, right out of college, and they're given a check for $100 million from the lottery or from a sport or something, what's the likelihood that they'll lose it all? It's pretty high, right? Because of their circumstance. So think about your life, think about your situation, think about what you're lacking in, and maybe that could be the reason that you're not getting it, because you're not mentally ready, prepared. And maybe God doesn't want you to have it right now. It's kind of like, would you give a 5-year-old the keys to your car? Of course you wouldn't. Well, maybe that's what God's doing for you. He's going, hey, listen, I want to give you all the wealth you want, because the more money you make, the more what? The more people you can help. But until you show me that you can handle this, I'm not giving it to you. Okay? So think about that. So it's not that you're doing something wrong. It's just that you're not ready to handle it. Hope this helps.